All right, good afternoon. Well, when you guys hear this recording, you'll understand. This is our business spotlight. I have our guest speaker today, Michelle Dawes Birt. With us right now, she is the founder of, I want to make sure I say this correctly. I know I have it here. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Real Girls Rock. And then I'm going to share my screen really fast. I have a PowerPoint made for you, so give me one
Sure,
second.
sure.
1 second here. All right, so I am sharing the PowerPoint now, and this is our lovely speaker here. Good picture of her, right?
Yeah, yes. Thanks, Don.
No worries, no worries. So I'm just gonna give you some more information, and we just go right into the interview. And thank you for finding time out your busy day to do this interview with me.
Sure. Thank you.
Michelle, how's your day going so far?
So far, so good. Thank you, Don, and everyone for the opportunity to be here. I'm really super excited about it, and I appreciate it.
Awesome, awesome. We're happy to have you as our next business spotlight. So going right into it. So background, Michelle is an entrepreneur, speaker, community service activist, philanthropist, podcaster, TV, radio personality, and a professional mentor in Atlanta, Georgia. She wears a lot of hats, everybody. Michelle has earned her degree in computer information science from DeVry University and her MBA from Keller Graduate School of Management. She was born and raised in the Bronx, New York. Michelle grew up in the Bronx River Housing Project, raised by her Jamaican grandmother and mother, who taught her much about being an independent and driven woman. After
Mhm.
graduating from DeVry with her bachelor of science degree, she relocated to Atlanta, Georgia. She professionally works as a project manager for IBM, Coca-Cola, Carter's, Recall, an Australian-based company, Home Depot, and the Southern Company and Delta. All right, and
Yeah.
so moving on to her business brand. Michelle runs the Real Chicks Rock with an
Mhm.
exclamation point at the end. It looks
Mhm.
like it is a copyrighted company, so don't go out there trying to steal it.
That is correct. That is correct.
It is a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization and brand that creatively collaborates and raises awareness regarding issues that impact women through the arts, music, and media, community
Mhm.
service, public speaking, mentoring, workshops, and more. She's determined to give back and help individuals grow. Her company is committed to fostering an environment conducive to empowering, uplifting, inspiring, and motivating all. And their goal is to positively impact your mind, body, soul, and soul, regardless of age, race, or culture. Lastly, Real Chicks Rock has existed for 10 years and branched into media with her own live radio show. Real Chicks Rock presents Real Discussion, which is broadcast on the first and third Sunday of the month and is streamed on YouTube, the Roku channel, and many more other streaming platforms.
Mhm.
Now, so without further ado, let me introduce Michelle. Michelle's been gracious enough to be our guest. This is a little different because normally we couldn't have her on the third Sunday when we have our chapter meetings because she hosts her podcast on that same day.
Yeah.
So she's been very gracious enough to do this interview with me in a very different format, which will be shown to the brothers later. So without further ado, let's go ahead, Michelle. So Michelle, go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself and your business and what you like us to know, and I'll ask you some questions after that.
Oh, absolutely. Again, thank you so much, Don, for allowing me to be in this space with you today. It's an honor to be here. So thank you so much. One thing I didn't mention there in that bio is that I am a mom. So I am, that's another hat that I wear. I am a mother of a handsome and talented 15-year-old son. So I'm super proud of him in the direction that he's going. And he's definitely a gift to me. And so I appreciate that. I'm a divorced woman. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how the brand came about. I was married. I was married to my son's father at the time, and unfortunately, our marriage didn't work out. And so afterwards, I was just trying to really understand who I was, right? Oftentimes, when we get married, we put everything that we have into the marriage. And then if it doesn't work out, it's kind of like a reinvention, re-imaging, rebranding of who you are as an individual. Atlanta is a very beautiful place. There's a lot of beautiful people. And I was seeing some images of women that didn't necessarily represent me. And I was feeling like I was out of sorts. And so I thought, isn't there a space or a place where if people don't dress up or look a certain way with aesthetics and things like that, that they're still considered a woman or still real, if you will. And it just started off, Don, with a T-shirt where it was like it said "Real Chicks Rock Chucks," and that went off. Like people's like, "Oh, this is great, I love it." And then I decided, well, what about women that don't always wear sneakers but feel like they're a real chick too? And so I took the chucks off and did the Real Chicks Rock. And you're absolutely right. It is trademarked because I felt like I wanted that to be my brand. And so, t-shirts started to sell, and I just really wanted to get in the space to help people and give back, within the community, and help women as they're transitioning. There's so many different forms of transition, Don. Sometimes it's life, right? Some of the decisions we make cause us to transition. Sometimes things happen to us. And I just wanted to use myself and my platform to help people find out who they are, and get on the track of re-identification, giving them tools that would empower them to get where they wanted to be, right, for themselves. And so it just started to, build and take off. And so we've done coat drives, and we just did a toy drive this past Sunday, which was a wonderful turnout, where we donated the toys to the Atlanta Children's Shelter, which is an organization that helps mothers that have been homeless or transitioning in between residents, like they don't have anywhere to go. And instead of getting a job and using all of that money to take care of daycare, they are providing the daycare services for their kids. And I thought that was a wonderful thing. So we blessed them with all the toys just yesterday. We've done coat drives, back to school drives, where we've blessed teachers and students and mothers and women and fathers. It just doesn't matter. And so we've been doing that. And this October, Don, we celebrated 10 years of the brand's existence,
Nice,
right?
nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And it's really not of my strength, of my being. It is the Most High. I would be remiss if I didn't give honor where honor is due. And it's really, I'm just grateful to God for Him ordering my steps. Even when we think things were set up for bad, it's really working out for our good, if you will, right? And so I just want to help other people find their way and not be discouraged about some of the right hooks that you might get from life, some of the things that happen. There's a support system. There's people out here that get you, that understand and help you, and no judgment involved. And so it's been really great. And so we also use the talk show and the podcast as a platform down where we talk about all issues. We talk about financial management, real estate, teachers, that are doing an awesome thing, cancer survivors. We've talked to maybe people that have curated certain scenes and movements, from hip hop to R&B. It's just been a plethora of all things. And even though it's Real Chicks Rock, Don, we have had a strong support system from men. Men have been supporting the brand. Look how I got here. It was through, you know what I mean? It was through, Juan Woods recommending, sharing what I do. He was really intrigued and thought it was a good foundation, and he wanted it, to be shared with all of the brothers within the fraternity. And so I thank him for that. So yeah, it's been an exciting 10 years. The platform is digitally streamed everywhere. And as you mentioned down in the intro, yeah, I would have done this with you guys on the third Sunday, but every first and third Sunday at 2 p.m., I'm doing my show live. And so that's why I couldn't really do it in real time and meet the other people within the fraternity. But thank you again for the
Awesome, awesome. Hey, that was a good opening. I love it. I
app.
love the bio, love the background. All right. So I guess I only have a couple prepared questions for you.
Sure,
Again,
sure.
appreciate your time, even coming
Yes.
out and doing this with us. So tell me some of the short and long-term goals. You guys hit a decade, your company hits a
Hmm.
decade. So what are some of
Hmm.
the short and long-term goals that you have envisioned for your company for years to come?
Well, the short term goal was just really setting the foundation and really working on the brand and really checking myself down with checks and balances. Are you sure you want to do this? Is this making sense? I've gone through that in the first 10 years, and consistency has allowed me to stay, right? And so I know this is something that I'm, supposed to be doing. This is my purpose. And part of my long term goal is to make sure that I continue to make a difference or an impact, even if it's just with one person, right? Sometimes we get overwhelmed, or we think or underwhelmed. We think we're not doing enough because we're not hitting mass numbers as we think it's supposed to be. I know in time that'll be my narrative, but if I can impact one or two, how many God gives me, that's what it is. And the numbers have been greater than that, but I just want to encourage other people that might be listening that it's not about that. It's about the quality and your purpose and vision, and what is your why. And so my other long-term goal is to really bring back, Don, the workshops. We were doing those before because of the pandemic. So we're starting to schedule and look what the calendar looks like in 2023. And we'll have to offer that hybrid model, right? Because some people are still not comfortable about being in the
Right.
space with other people. And some people welcome that energy to be in the room with others, right? So there's an exchange. And we want to continue to cover wealth management, building our wealth, understanding what that means. Oftentimes, as women, we tend to take less risks. We're practical with our money. We'll save our money, but we may not take those strategic risks to get the better return of investment on our money. And so I want to be able to get those subject matter experts that can coach women, coach us all through these processes so we can grow wealth and change the narrative that we may have inherited and make it better for generations to come in our bloodline and with our family. So real estate is another big thing as well. The stock market is always hot. So anything that we can do to kind of like help us as a people, as a community, be more comfortable in the space of gaining wealth. And wealth is different than being rich, right? So it's something that supersedes you even after you're gone. Would be awesome. There's so many women that want to be entrepreneurs. We definitely want to set them up with a proper business model and tools around that. And just entrepreneurship in general. What does that mean? Get people that know about taxes and starting, trademarking and all that stuff. Again, we want to move away from writing things down on a piece of paper or just a cold handshake. We really got to get in the space of doing things properly. And this way, it will be, the foundation will be set and we can continue to build on it. So, and the other thing I want to say from a long-term perspective is another goal is to really get the talk show to hit bigger, market or different markets. So that's the other thing as well too.
Going to be nationally syndicated, huh?
Yeah, tell them, Don. That's what it is.
Right. I love it. I love it. I love it. You actually answered a lot of different prepared questions I had for you. Hey, but that's you're passionate about it. I can hear your passion.
Thank you.
So that and you didn't even know what my questions were. You just went ahead and just talking, just answered it. So
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
yeah.
How can we and other members of the community help to support your business?
Well, that's a great question, and thanks for asking. The first thing I think it would be is definitely subscribe. We do have a website, realchicksrock.com. So make sure you subscribe so you can see what we're doing and where we're at and what's coming up and what our schedule looks like in 2023. We are not going to turn any help down that we get. So as we're still planning, it's been a busy fourth quarter for me, which is a good thing. And now that the toy drive has been a success, I'm going to take these next couple of weeks and really hash out what that looks like and start communicating and raising that flag and that banner to ask people to volunteer and help us. We're also looking for people that are seasoned in the areas that I just spoke about. So Don, if there's anybody that's, in the fraternity that is really passionate about making money and can instruct people and show people very basically one-on-one what are some of the things that we could be doing from a budget to trying to find that right interest rate for us. Interest rates are going up. How do we get those things down in our favor? How to work on our credit score, anything like that that can empower us as a whole. Because if we have it as women, we're going to share it with our men, share it with our family. So it is a community thing, and all are welcome to rock out with Real Chicks Rock.
Awesome, awesome. I know we got some quality brothers in the fraternity, so I know I can send some brothers your way.
Yes,
I'll definitely.
please, please, please. And people that are authors, maybe gentlemen that have written a book or have a book in them. How do they get that started? We want to connect with publishers because we have a lot of great ideas, but oftentimes we just don't know how to get it started. So I'm really open to people that can help our people, black and brown people primarily. It's open to everybody, but black and brown people primarily, how we can get the ball going and rolling because we all know that we're smart, talented, and determined.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, we have all that, and hopefully the brothers reach out to you after this, after seeing this interview, and
Yeah,
we definitely look forward to supporting you and furthering your goal and your
yeah.
dreams.
Thank
Um,
you.
that is the last question I have for you. Is there anything you would like to convey to us prior to ending this interview?
Yeah, feel free to follow me on social media platforms as well. That's always a good thing. I'm definitely active on the social media site, just showing people what I'm doing and what's going on and collaborating with other nonprofit or charitable organizations. So, yes, I definitely will welcome any support and suggestions. Also, open to having some of those good brothers be on the show. Again, conversation is good. We want to get that message out there, and so anything that we can do to empower people, that's what I'm about. That's what we're about.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Well, Michelle, I am definitely going to forward your information to the brothers. I
Thank
know the
you.
brothers appreciate you being here and being our business spotlight person.
Thank you.
I know, we love, so far, I've loved everything you do with your business.
Thank you.
And I hopefully that I can be a much further assistance to you in the near future. Again, Michelle, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. And brothers, thank you for tuning in for for this series of the business spotlight. All right, we'll stop it right now.